Good boys. Safety protocol today. Gatie with a massive sleeper build. Appreciate you, bro. Going up today, I think it's still range bound, bro. I think we're still 50-50. So I think I'm gonna be looking for return to NWAG. I think a return to NWAG is a valid play. If we're choppy, it makes sense we return. Opening price, closing price. Are we at NWAG yet? No, yeah. That'll probably be what we're looking for. Return to NWAG. And I think that's Friday's high right there if we get there. But I don't even think I want to aim for that. Just want to look for org objectives and potentially NWAG objectives. Range day bias. This is ES NWAG. Shouldn't be wrong. Yeah, switch to ES. Well, what do we have here? Let me show the prices. 6918. No, it's correct. I mean, I just marked it out. Price, closing price. Yeah, same. It's the same. It's good. Mark it up here on the NASDAQ too. Let me do it on this tab. This is what we're actually trading. Just give me a moment here. Opening price, closing price. All right, there we go. And then you want to keep this on for the entire week, because if we have another range week, that's the objective. I am on the March contract. If bank employees don't come into work because of snow, will it affect volatility? No. I guess I was tweeting. No, you're good. I mean, it's always good to double check, I suppose. Um, Count. Put this to like 4. I don't know if I like this checklist up here. Kind of distracting. Who's gonna move the market? I can do it today. Today, low probability. No, I wouldn't say it's low probability. Okay, trade copier. Let's check if it's working. Put a sell limit here. Okay, all seems to be good. Again, I'm trying to avoid eval jail here, so we're gonna follow a good risk plan on our evaluations. See if we can pass them. Gotta pass some accounts. So we'll be risking 250 per trade. Be a little bit more aggressive with the pyramiding. I won't be trading any funds until I pass these evals. I have my live account open, but we'll see if we execute that or not. Just because I'm trading evals, guys, doesn't mean oh it's a bad day or eval only. I'm not that kind. If I'm trading anything funded eval all the same. Only thing that changes is the risk plan. Live account. Made some changes to our trading system. We'll have to. They're not like finalized yet, but there are a couple things. There are a couple things I was looking to change. So we'll see that being implemented this week. Yeah, eval jail is real. At some point you just have to say, you know what? I just gotta trade these evals properly. Yeah, normal trading protocol. I'm looking to lose no more than 500. So if anyone watching the stream right now, this is what we're gonna be saying every single morning. Every single morning, we're gonna say define the risk, which means how much risk you can lose per trade and per day. Okay, so our risk defined for today is $250 per trade per account, and the maximum will be $500 on the day loss. Okay, if we lose $500, we're done. We're walking away. And if I ever don't do this, hopefully one of you guys can remind me or hold me accountable to it. It's just something that's very important. I think it's probably the most important thing. So let's build a good habit. Define the risk, accept the risk. For my live account, it'll be 1% per trade. Live account will be 1% per trade and 2% per day. So same. PROPFIRMS to live. The amount I'm allowed to lose in a live account is a lot less per week, so I need to be a little bit more selective. But it's the exact same model, right? Nothing changes really. I've even adjusted my live account positioning to match what I would on a 50K funded account. So it's pretty much the same. I may look to hold longer on a live account. I may look to just break even and hold the trade without securing because it depends. Like sometimes on a funded account, I just need a certain amount of money, right? But besides that, I'm trying to change all of my live accounts, or sorry, my funded accounts to firms with no consistency rule, except alpha futures. That one's gonna be like my stable, hopefully stable income. So I'm working on Top Step and Lucid Flex. I'm gonna try to get those, set. Um, better to just be a lot more aggressive, probably, but that's not my style. I don't want to be. I'm not trying to be really good at prop firms. Right? I'm trying to be a really good trader, and I feel like um buy side here. What am I trying to say here? It's not my style to just be very aggressive. I won't be trading as well. 250 on a 50K. This is an eval, yeah, not a funded. Prop I'm gonna recommend. My favorite is Alpha Futures. I full ported last CPI. It did not work for me, but I think it was more my mistake. I'll be doing it again next one, and I think it'll be better, hopefully. Yeah, they will ban you. That's another thing too. You're not really allowed to just consistently buy evals, full port to fund it, and hope you get a payout. That's really large. And they don't really consider it trading. They just consider it gambling. Like anyone who's ever been banned on Apex, it's because they did that. Um, Not bullish on the day. There's no daily bias here, just a session bias, which I think we can pull higher into this new week opening gap. That's all. So I'm neutral, which means I want to look for a setup return to NY. So I'm looking at here. I don't have a daily bias. No bias. I'm neutral, so I think we can pull back higher towards the NY. I think I want to remove that. I don't think I want that there. The Sonar Lab checklist. Yeah. So bias is neutral. I think we can pull higher for morning session into new week opening gap. So I'm looking for a setup to new week opening gap or from new week opening gap. Same thing. If you avoid to go live, you keep, yeah, you can definitely get banned. It's possible. This is ES, yeah. You switch to ES. I have Nasdaq open as well, but there's a good chance we'll execute ES. Just better ability to pyramid. What about today's bias? No daily bias today. I do think we can pull higher, so let's call it a session bias. I think we can move higher in AM session just because we haven't traded back into new week opening gap yet. So as of right now, I'm looking at these equal highs and this new week opening gap. And a best case scenario, Friday high. So I guess you could say bullish, but that would mean I'm bullish daily bias, and don't have a bullish daily bias. I just think we can return to new week opening gap today. Have I not met the for a live account? No, I haven't met the requirement. I've never been moved to live or asked. These candles teleporting scare me. Tradeify down. Tradeify should be fine. I don't know. Mine seems to be working. New week opening gap. On the Nasdaq, it's at 25,033 on the March delivery contract. On the S&P, it's at 6918. Bias, no clear bias. Just expecting higher in the morning session. So look for an early long here. We can finish this move towards these highs. Again, $500 max loss today, 250 per trade. I've seen the TradeC platform. I haven't tried it. I probably will never try it because I need Tradeify so I can copy trade. The hedge spam email that went out had to reach out to those that I had at least one scenario. I do trade options. You need to activate your trading view on Tradeify. Yes. What you trading today? The S&P. Most likely, we could switch over. If ES looks like this, kind of sloppy, then we'll switch over. How to find new week opening gap? This is how. Now, if we get a Judas swing higher, whoa, we just went straight up, huh? Okay, well, we touched NY.AM CE right away. How do you copy trade? I use a Tradescale.app trade copier. Okay, this could be a Judas swing. Very well could be a Judas swing. Yo, Nvidia's at 194. Holy shit. Wait. Bias, neutral. No clear bias right now. I want to see if the market breaks down aggressively here. The fact that we immediately went up towards this, I think we could potentially come back lower. So we're just gonna wait and see. Right now, it's obviously bullish. We're not gonna fight that. We're just gonna wait and see. Justin Whirling, I don't care about that stuff, man. Any drama, anything about another trader, I'm not here to talk about it. I'm just here to try to improve my trading every day. NWOG 50. I want to see org fill. So I think this can actually go higher. I think we can reach these objectives here. So we're gonna watch that. How do I mark NWOG correctly? I'd recommend just looking at my YouTube video really quickly. There's a full PDF on exactly how to mark it every day. Right now, time to lock in. Nope, you're allowed to copy trade between prop firms. All the futures firms, at least the ones that I'm affiliated with, they're all good. You can copy trade with them. Haven't seen Nitro trades, no. Log's not wrong. This is ES. Friday's high. Looks like NQ's a little bit weaker than ES right here. So I'm likely gonna look for a short here if we get a strong displacement. Not necessarily here. I want to see org fill. I want to see maybe Friday's high as well. So yep, 930 shoots up. Pretty strong on ES. A lot cleaner on ES. Let me just double check the trade copier one more time. Okay, all is working well. How large are these candles? So 10, if it's a 10-point stop, that's I like Tom. I read his book. I like Tom. 10-point stop is what? 1 micro is $50. So we can do 5 micros with a 10-point stop. So probably a 4 micro trade today on the S&P. I'm gonna remove the org marker. Friday's high would suffice both levels. Trade scale's working. I'm using it. Yep, no issues thus far. I don't use instant funded accounts. It's cheaper just to get the evals. If you really don't want to waste any time on evals, I'd probably say Tradeify has the best ones. Lucid has a good one too, I think, right? But it's cheaper just to get the evals and try to pass. Even if it takes you a couple tries, it's still probably going to be cheaper. Can you show the price? No, I can't. If you want to see the price, you can come to YouTube chat. You'll see the whole screen, everything, right side, right, left side. TikTok, everything gets zoomed in smaller. So if I show the price, then you're not going to see all the candles that are required. Best trade syncer? I use tradescale.app. You think you can find us at intraday with yeah, you can definitely find an edge. Yeah, you can definitely find an edge. Anyways, I want to see if the market wants to come up and clear some sell side, given that we've been one-sided the entire day and the bias is neutral. I'm looking at this sell side liquidity pool here, and I'm going to be patient for it. I'm not interested in any longs. Because my bias is neutral. We have pre-market lows open, and I think we're going to take out the highs here. So I still think it's going to go up, just to make that clear. I think we can do something like this. But if we do want to break down, show signs of weakness, we already have on the NASDAQ. I would look for a short towards the sell side right here, pre-market lows. And if we're neutral, we also want to see a return to midnight opening price, which is all the way down there. So that's not happening. We can use 830. We can also use 930. Why is my indicator not working? Oh, it's working right there. Okay. So that's the idea. See how it's taking a little bit slow? Like, I don't want to short this because one, NASDAQ looks sloppy. A lot of wicking, a lot of overlapping here. So I don't trust any short. We're just working inside the new week opening gaps. We're just going to wait for that. Don't trust anything there. Hopefully you guys are going to see a very, I don't want to say a different version of me, but I've made some adjustments to my trading system. They're not fully implemented in writing yet, but I have it all in here. I'm still working on the writing portion. So it's gonna be very fun, very great year. Yeah, I was reviewing a lot of my old losses. You have $80,000 to trade? I would just invest it. To be honest, not financial advice. I don't give any financial advice. Risk entry. Honestly, everything. I was just reviewing my last like 100 losses total. I would say, not all, not all like trading. Um, not all trading losses. Like also backtest as well. So maybe around 40 to 50 of my last losses, and then also um backtest losses. Friday's high right here. Nasdaq showing weakness. I haven't taken it out yet. I'm just gonna quickly glance at the mini. Whoa, what is this? I'll see if the mini grabbed that. Sometimes there are small discrepancies, and if you have the time, you can look. Can be beneficial. We're over here. Okay. So if we're taking out the buy side pre-market, we've engineered this low. If we can take out the high here and break lower, I'll enter short off that. This potential breaker. Gonna mark out this candle. Actually, we'll just do it like this. And it'll be an NWAG break. We'll just use NWAG. So if the market reaches higher here and then aggressively breaks lower with a nice fair value gap and such, we can look for a really short. Friday high, Nasdaq looks weak. I did hear about what happened to Justin, and not really interested in talking about it. I don't really care about any other trader. No offense. But you guys can talk amongst yourself in chat if you're interested. If you're interested in that stuff. Taking up buy side here. Near some equal highs. We did take out a sufficient amount of buy side for me to look short. There is an SMT here as well. I'm watching this candle. If we don't form a bearish fair value gap, I'm not really interested in the trade. I want to see like clear structure here. So first things first would be a break below this low. Obviously, we'd be potentially going short against pretty strong order flow. Look at the NASDAQ, doesn't look too clear at all, right? Just kind of moving lower. NASDAQ may actually be the better short candidate because of it's obviously weaker. I don't know if I can even short this. Doesn't look too risk optimal. NASDAQ's almost at the sell side here. I'd want to get in short, but it doesn't look like there's a risk optimal entry. Can't even label this as a breaker. It just overlaps. So I see the breaker. I want to look for a short, but not really a risk optimal entry, unfortunately. The Nasdaq's already at these lows, so I'm looking at this, and I think Nasdaq could reach potentially the low of day here, or at least the midnight opening price. We'll see if we get a protraction model in here. I do see this inversion as well. We can get a fill in that inversion. Put a stop here, covers 50%, something like this. Decently risk optimal. Nasdaq's gone though. Nasdaq's gone. Unfortunately, just not enough room for me to take this trade. Maybe if we can find a short inside this fair value gap, if it wants to come back up there. I'll short this fair value gap with a stop that covers this one. If that makes sense. That limit there. I'll short it there if it wants to give me that fill. Pretty unfortunate. It looks like it's going to go down without us here. I don't often use limit orders, but I think it's better for the copier. I want to find a short inside here. My model's already formed. And I want to have a buy stop here. Really just to cover 50% of this. I'll cover the top of the inversion, so we'll cover 75%. So I'll try something like this. We'll be enter short here, most likely shortly. Okay, we are now filled in short. I'm entering off of the inversion fair value gap. Trade copier seems to be working fine. Let's move this to ticks. Actually, let's move it. Let's keep it on money. Entering short here. My stop loss covers the full inversion, and I'm looking for this sell side. Put this here for now. Again, I don't want to lose more than 250. This is $200 risk, so it's actually a little bit less than it's supposed to be. We'll see if we can pyramid in. I'm expecting a nice sell-off here. Nasdaq is the weaker asset, so yeah, Fundanex is a good firm. Risking $200. Live positions. I think it copied correctly. Yeah, I think we're good here. Yes, we are good here. Okay, so yeah, simple trade, 930 classic model. I got a pretty good entry inside this fair value gap. Just have to wait now. See if Nasdaq wants to go down to midnight opening price and the low of day sell side. Nasdaq's the weaker asset, so I pay close attention to that. I'm watching the Nasdaq here. You guys, this is the S&P 500. I forgot to enter my live account. That's my mistake. I'm gonna have to miss this trade on live. It's okay. Big deal. Then this is on a lot of evals. So the number you're seeing here on the P&L, don't be intimidated. Just a lot of accounts copy traded. YM made a lower low. Yeah, I don't see myself managing this trade too much. I'm gonna set this down at 864 as a best case scenario if this just starts to tank. But I'm really looking at these objectives right here. I don't see myself managing this too much. Strong candle on Nasdaq formed a CISD, bullish CISD. Not worried about it. Still narrative. I think we want to clear out sell side. So I know Nasdaq did take out some sell side here. I'm a little bit worried in that, but we do have midnight and then the low of day there. So given that how heavy we've been here, approaching that 950 macro as well now. I think we can see that continuation lower first 30 minutes. See what this wants to do. Some people will long on Nasdaq here if they're bullish. I would probably if I was bullish. Can't lie. Looks like a pretty good setup. Maybe not enough fair value gaps for me, but can't really pyramid unfortunately because there's nowhere to move my stop. 5-minute fill. My stop's exactly where it needs to be. I could put it at the top of the 5-minute inversion. I can't pyramid into this trade. We're just gonna have to hold. This is just gonna be a. This is it. This is the trade. YM's tanking. Unfortunately, the other two are not as much in sync. Now, obviously, if we get like below here, I'm thinking about pyramiding with a stop here. Is that a good idea? Kind of aggressive, but no, I can't really put my stop there. It's a 5-minute gap. I can put my stop here. No, I really can't. Yeah, I really just have to leave my stop where it is, unfortunately. So it doesn't look like we'll be able to pyramid into this trade. ICT 2023 mentorship. It's a good mentorship. My favorite one, actually. Getting good confirmation on YM and good confirmation on ES. Not too good on Nasdaq, but Nasdaq was the weaker one already. The other two are already behind, right? So it would make sense to. And if we hit that, I'm gonna move my stop to this swing high here, and then we can always silver bullet protraction re-entry off the 5-minute. That's what I'm gonna do here. So stop at 912. Oh shoot, what did I do? 912.25. So pretty much break even. And I can always look for a re-entry here off the 5-minute. Do I want to do that? Yeah, I think that's good. Do I want to look for a re-entry? Do I want to just hold this? I think it's smarter to look for a re-entry. Because otherwise the stop doesn't make sense. Otherwise it has to be too high up. So market trades back into a 5-minute gap right here. We may get stopped out break even here. So 5-minute bearish, back into the inversion. My stop's above this short-term high, so pretty much break even, just a little bit less. See if we can respect that 5-minute gap and not make a higher high. That would be great. If we do make a higher high and then break lower, I'll just re-enter the trade. I moved my stop here because we took the lows and we had an SMT here. So that's why I moved the stop to break even. YM looks good. Unfortunately, we didn't get the trade on YM. YM looks great. If we can get below here, I think I can move my stop to 1150. So now it's for real break even. 5-minute gap. I want to see that offer sensitivity. Look at YM. YM looks great. Oh, you guys can't see it, but YM looks great. Yeah. Can I move my? Oh no, guys, I can't see my stop loss. Is it in there? My stop loss in there? Ah. 910.25. Stop staying here and it's not gonna move probably ever. If we can get below this candle, this is what will, if we get below here, that this will send us lower all the way most likely. I'd even probably pyramid one there if NQ inverses maybe. I can easily afford to sell 2 more. Let's say if we get a body closure below 50%, I'll add one. I want to see NASDAQ inverse. YM looks great. I don't need to do anything with YM. If this candle closes strong like this, I'll add 2 more contracts. The average fill will be around, it'll be fine. It'll be less than 250 risk. That's what matters most. We didn't get a body closure. So I'll just put an order here at 899. Yeah, put an order at 899. Just this one point below that low. Okay, so I'm in 6 contracts now. My risk, notice, is only 3 times 5, 15, 15 times 6. Less than $100 risk, right? Less than $100 risk, which is really good risk management. And we built up a position size of 6 here. So I'm looking for sell side. And I really want to see us get below this low. Realistically, I could even put my stop here at the body at 6908 and pretty much be break even 1 point. I'll be doing. I'll give the rejection block a chance. I think, right? 5-minute. I think my stop should be here 11.150. Last 5-minute high. It's in a good spot. We'll see. I can always close manually if we see something not really confirming. So this becomes a mitigation block. I'm gonna put my stop here at 908.75. These 3 candles. See if we can get justice here all the way to sell side. That'd be nice. So not break even, but pretty good risk, I would say. Only If we put this at 2.5, we're risking 1 point. Really, I'd want it here though at 908.75. Let's just call it 2 point stop loss here, 908 plus. So if we're bearish, I'd want to see price respect this leg, continue lower. Run a deviation here. This type of deviation. Well, it's so beautiful. Beautiful -1 hit. Gonna go ahead and remove the risk here altogether. There's 8:30 open. Nasdaq doesn't look too weak. Just YM and ES. If you're in the trade on the Nasdaq, you're probably not having too much fun. Nasdaq already took sell side, so like ES is playing catch up. 6-sister setup here. Nasdaq's already like here, pretty much, right? So it should move lower soon, in my opinion, the Nasdaq. We can stay heavy. Price can stay heavy. We can respect this wick. Respect this wick. Getting pretty slow here, but trusting the narrative in play, running the pre-market lows. Anyone long pre-market, ultimate stop is here. We've taken out a good amount of stop loss, but I'm happy with the risk off trade. I think Nasdaq wants to hit that 2-day open as well, given that it's a neutral day bias. So once Nasdaq pivots lower here, we should see a pretty nice flush. Ideally, maybe not, right? But that's why the stop's protected. So we've already done our job. We've managed risk, right? Stop's exactly where it needs to be. Now we just see what we get. The market wants to be nice to us. Strongest 1-minute BISI in the world? I don't see it. This one? This is just pre-market lows, taking out 4 there. And we'll see if we can get more juice out of it. I'm thinking something like this. Doesn't have to be exact. Something like that. I don't like using limit orders. So this is just for demonstration purposes. I'm going to remove it once price starts getting close. Statement on just, nah. You're asking the wrong guy. I don't care about all that stuff. Roll the stop here to 605.25. I'm gonna just swap time frames here, see if I'm missing anything. Probably want to stop here. 90625. It was good where it was initially. And I'm going to cancel these limit orders. And I'm going to look to close manually. See if we can find resistance in this wick. That'd be good. Up the high of it. Ugh. If we break lower, I'll move my stop here. If we get below here, I'll move my stop here. We have another wick. Failure to get to 50% is a pretty good sign. Bench press PR is 275 pounds. I can't do that right now though, that's just my best ever. Entered off the fair value gap right here. That was my entry. So classic model deferred entry. Or so classic, both same model in this case. Getting a little bit sloppy here. A little bit high resistance as we're approaching our potential sell side. YM looks great. I wish I was on YM. This YM short looks like it's just running all the way down. Yep, took out everything. So YM the leader here of all the shorts. I don't want to talk about any drama, guys. I don't have anything to say about Justin Werlin. I don't like talking about other traders. YM is the third indice, Dow Jones. We'd have to get below this low. Think about moving the stop. Whoa. Taking a partial there. Nice little flush. Rolling the stop. Strong candles. Strong candles. Go ahead and move our stop to 899. There's that speed. We got a death shooter here. So secured 1R. Floating around 3R right now. I won't give back all this profit, don't worry. Trail stop to 893. We get a fair value gap here, my stop loss will cover. Notice that wick. We use that with the mitigation block. Looking at true day open. Looking at the sell side. If we stay below here, this line I just drew, then it's really heavy. We can trade up here. My stop loss covers the high of the fair value gap, plus 1 tick. And then it'll be stopped for around, I think, 2R. I mean, 14 times 5 is... It'll be around a 2R trade if we get stopped here. But we have the chance to make it like a 4R trade, I think, if we get low of day here. So I think it's worth the risk. Because we already secured 1R. So if we can just, you know, survive this retracement, that'd be great. But we've hit our objective. Secured 2R on the day. If we get below here, I'm really confident in these objectives. Only that I don't trade shit like this happens. I mean, would you have traded ES? If you traded NASDAQ, you're probably not having too much fun right now. Late to enter. Yeah, I'll be honest. You could take a trade like this, but I don't really like this trade. You could try it if you're really desperate, but is ES your favorite? No, NASDAQ's my favorite. If we're picking favorites here. This candle should go lower if we're gonna continue lower. If not, then we could probably run up here, hit my stop. If we make a lower low, I'm trailing my stop to this and partialing at this low as well. We can secure 3R if I move my stop here. Do it. Do some math here. Yeah, I'd be around 300. So I want to secure around like a 2.5R trade. Potential to make a lot more. PM session, yeah, sometimes. Really hoping we can just flush below this low. Taking one off there, below that low. Running down my equity. Get another partial booked right there. I like the position I'm in. Looking for another 10 points. I'll take one more off there. And just hold 2. Scared myself over just over 2R on the day. It'll be a little bit more. We'll see if we can get that low of day. This is a trade, not going to touch it anymore. I'm trading back into this order block. See if that gets respected. I don't want to put my stop at break even because, I mean, how much more would I get here realistically? 10 times I have $100. Risk 0.5R for all that profit. It's not worth it. I risked 250 on. I risked 200. Well, technically, my risk was supposed to be 250, but I only risked $200. So we're actually up 3R. We're actually up more on this trade, but unfortunately, I didn't risk 250. So the stop loss is a little bit inaccurate here. Just give me 1 sec. Should be at 7.5. I want it to be right at the high there. If it's going to stop me, I want it right there. If you were in on NQ, you're fine, right? Because the original stop was never hit. So if you were in on NQ, you're fine. It should have been a winning trade too. I do think it'll go lower, by the way. I just don't know how deep it'll retrace. And I don't want to give back all that profit. Fortunately, I did miss it on my live account. I wasn't focused enough. Hated that there's 2 arrows here. Trailed stop hit. If you trailed it the same way that, I mean, not saying you have to trade the same as me, but if you trailed it the same way that I trailed it on NQ, should be fine. What about those 15-minute gaps? What's more important, the sell side liquidity here and the low of day sell side liquidity, or the 15-minute gap? What do you think has more urgency as a target? Especially given this narrative, right? Probably the sell side, right? You traded it to 892. Which candle did you trade it to? Out of curiosity. This is all 1 minute time frame, yes. 10:07. Oh, you just got hit out right now. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I almost got hit out. A little bit lucky, if I'm being honest. We got an SMT. So, yay for me, I guess. Gonna take one more out there, below that low. Last contract runs. Running down my equity at the lower lows. YM is beautiful. YM, if you shorted YM, bro, you didn't have to worry about any trade management. You just had to leave. You just had to leave. Keep trailing my stop here. I mean, we're not looking for much more. Man, 50 more bucks. And we're risking 25 bucks. So we're in a 2R trade for 50 bucks right now. So risking $25 from our current position to make, risking 25 bucks of profit. So we're good, you know. Well, actually, we'd be risking, I don't know how it works. We'll see. Bearish for value gap in here. Very nice delivery for a neutral bias, right? I think we had the right game plan. Listen, something we did wrong last week and the week before was we always came in with a daily bias. When in reality, the daily bias was simply bearish. Or sorry, neutral, right? So we waited for the right thing here. Wait for NWOG to be traded into. And what did I say? Set up to NWOG and set up from. That's exactly what happened. We got set up to and we got a set up from. I didn't take the setup to, took the setup from, right? It looks like we're bearish right now, but we're not. We're just simply sideways, right? We just went up all day today, now we're going down. So that's all it is. Look at that sniper entry, though. Look at that sniper entry. NQ hit NWOG. It did hit NWOG. I'm going to show the stop here to 879. I'm going to take myself out if it makes a higher high. Mark has been a little bit too kind to me today, so see if it wants to take me out or not. 879 right there, this high right here. It hasn't formed yet, but entered longs on NQ. Say about that. You probably drew it wrong, Asia. Asim, sorry, Asim. Probably drew it wrong. What would make the trade invalid? If we took out this low and started going higher, started getting above this high, then it's like we're not running sell side today probably, or not during morning session. TP is at 6867, but we're probably gonna get stopped out here in the next. This candle just goes a little bit higher, unless we just get another shooter like this one at 10:04. And that 950 macro delivery as well, delivered very nicely. Are you break even? Our stop secured profit here. Lucid just a great firm all in all. Nope, I'm happy with my stop here, and they were out of the trade. So final P&L, yeah, nice. So just over 3R. Realistically, it was 4R, but technically my risk was incorrect to begin the trade. So, probably will risk 1R today, and in worst case we're down, we're up 2R. So that's the work. I still think we'll come here, but who knows? You can see the candles. You're getting really, really lackluster. Oh, what a great way to start the stream journal, huh? What a great way to start the stream journal. We just restarted given my new rules. My little bit of a new system. Everyone's like, what? Guy, new system hit TP today? No, it's not like that. It's literally the same trade I would have taken. But we just happened to win with a win today. All it is, Monday, February 23rd. So, one trade. Let me just say trade number 1. 30 classic model. Deferred entry. So if you guys don't know, I'm going to be journaling every single trade I take. Be diligent here. I was de-risked technically. I risked $200 originally. I don't want to, let's just say the R. The R of the trade was. We'll just journal R. I think that's the easiest thing to consistently journal. I know it's going lower, yes. It's fine. My apologies, guys. We'll still be trading. Great start. And we'll do a hashtag stream so that everyone knows that this was a stream trade. Did we hit the objective? No, okay, a little bit sloppy in there. Oh yeah, just gonna be journaling every trade we take, win or lose. It just so happened we started on a win. You guys know I always show the losers too. Had a couple of losses to start February. Not the easiest February for me. You can see this wick used nicely. The most important thing here was this was a setup from the new week opening gap. So neutral bias day equals look for setups to and from opening prices, right? Rely on opens and macros. So this is what this is, right? Set up 2 new week opening gap. I'm gonna set up from. I got a really good entry. Good pyramid here, right? Could I have pyramided it again? Probably should have pyramided again there, but it's okay. No, we got the mitigation block in here. Traded back into it. Respected that real nice. Right. My entry was off of this bearish fair value gap. There was also an SMT here at the highs. $9.50 macro delivered. You got some protraction setups in here. That could have been a fill 1003, right? And now we're seeing some more of a consolidation. What I would do here if you missed, no, it can still move lower. It's gonna be hard to find a trade. If you missed this sell-off and you're still looking to trade today, I think the best logical scenario is a 10.50 macro or going into 11 a.m. Look for a long to target this high right here. This 10 a.m. high. There's a nice lunch model that runs on opposing liquidity. And if we're neutral, it makes sense after reaching that true day opening price that we would come back and hit that. Whoa, 100 a.m. So that's what we're gonna sit here and wait. We're gonna wait for the 10.50 macro and see if we're gonna take a long, targeting that 10 a.m. high. Got quite a ways to go, so gonna be patient. Rely heavily on that macro. This is ES. I still think it can go lower for now. So if I don't have a bias from a day, should I trade from into? No. It's not if you don't have a bias, brother. It's if the bias is neutral. You understand? There's a difference between not having a bias and saying the bias is sideways. Okay? You think it'll be a low sell long or buy long? Wait on that macro. 10:50 to 11:10 is a very specific time where the market tends to run on opposing liquidity from the morning session. Waiting there for you. So I don't have yeah, that's what it is. Do you trade NQ or always ES? Sometimes I'll trade NQ. Recently I've been trading ES because it's better. My bias was neutral going into what's MO? You always say MO. Oh, Monday? It is if the bias I have in you. Huh? How do you deal with your consistency with this big wins? Brother, have you ever been denied a payout because consistency? Probably not, right? Everyone makes a big deal of it. 40% consistency is very easy. You don't have, it's not that hard to reach 40%. You are neutral going to market open? Exactly. So if you're neutral, setups to and from the opening prices. Can you go over the trade? Yeah, let's do a trade recap. Okay. So someone said, can we go over the trade from today? Yes, we can. So it's Monday. There's no news. And tomorrow, President Trump is speaking. The daily chart on the indices is already very choppy. So what does that mean? Going into today's market open, I was neutral, not 50-50. I was expecting the market to stay range bound. So if we're going to have a large move overnight up and we're range bound, then you know we're not going to continue going up. I'm expecting the market to move back down. So where can I look for my setups from? The opening price. What's the opening price? That's new week opening gap. So this box right here, that's new week opening gap, right? If you look at the NASDAQ at this exact time, it also just barely wicked into this big blue box. And that's the framework for the trade. We traded up into the opening price because we're neutral and range bound on the day. We can expect it to be used as resistance. What ended up happening, we put an SMT, we broke down aggressively. I didn't want to take a short here. I want a little bit of a better fill. So we got a fair value gap. I shorted that. And the original trade looked something like this. My stop loss was just over here to cover this higher fair value gap. And this was a best case scenario outcome. Now the trade was only 3.7R at a best case scenario. but I managed to take a pyramid. So I shorted here inside the fair value gap, and I shorted here inside the mitigation block once we got lower, and I was looking for the sell side objective here, took a partial there, and as we kept making lower lows, I took partials, getting all my partials at the lows. And I still think we can come down into these bottom two levels, but however sloppy it wants to get now, it's already done a lot of work below this low, so I'm happy with those partials. Remember, we're still neutral biased and range day biased, so same thing would apply long here once lunch hour comes. If we take out sell side and we hit that midnight opening price, I'm expecting a move back higher, right? Not saying a full reversal, but the idea is the market is likely to stay range bound, right? The daily chart has been very sideways, a lot of overlapping. Now, could this be high of week and we stay bearish? Sure, it's possible, but we'll have to see what Tuesday does post-Trump speech, in my opinion. How do you draw the new week opening gap? Go back to this time. It's right here. Okay, you see this gap from 1659. This candle right here is Friday, 1659. And this candle right here is Sunday at 18 o'clock. Okay, you mark the closing price, which I just realized I marked it incorrectly slightly, but it's fine because the opening price was correct. You mark the closing price here, and the closing price, and then the opening price here. Okay, that's how you get your anchors. This is that setup, right? This is from the new week opening gap. Is it okay to trade the stronger asset when it's 6 sister model? Stronger asset, yeah, if it's bullish, sure. Oh, a retap inside M5. There was a one. Oh, a retap inside 5 minutes. Am I tripping or does NQ not tap NWAG? I'll double check for you right now, but I'm very confident that it does. NQ1 contract doesn't. The NQ, wait, no, it does. Yeah, it does anyways. Never mind. Still does. That's right there. So NQ is really sensitive at that new week opening gap. You said, oh, a retap inside 5 minutes. So why did I put my stop loss here? Yeah, it was this high. This high likely to be protected, right? 5 minute fair value gap. Yeah, we took a nice trade today. Luckily, the market delivered nicely. MNQ did not tap into that new week opening gap. All right, let's see. Yes, it did. You have to mark the opening price. Guys, don't mark the actual gap. You guys are marking the gap. You're doing this. Oh, this is the gap. No, that's not the gap. The gap is the opening price. The opening price of this candle. It touches. You have to mark the open to the close. You can't just mark the space in between. That's not how you mark it. That's not correct. It opened here. The gap starts right here. You have to include that opening price. I know there's a candle here. That's because the market opened and immediately went into the gap, right? It touched all 4 indices, everything. It hit. My entry was based off of this fair value gap and just the displacement here from the new week opening gap. Yeah, I mean, realistically, you don't want to see it go this high. I was hoping for a lot more sensitivity right here. We didn't get it, you know. NASDAQ was very sensitive. NASDAQ being this weak was a good confluence for me, personally. I think Jokic wins MVP, yeah. I don't know. I entered off with a fair value gap here, but you call it whatever you want. You could enter off the SMT, the displacement, the inversion, the 5 minute retrace, whatever you want. It's all the same. It's all there. They all usually form at the same time anyways. Do you trade the age of session on gold using the gap as a fair value gap? I don't really trade age of session gold. It's pretty rare. Minus 1200, that's okay. I mean, minus 1200 on XSA is quite a lot, but do you mind of the time frame, or are you drawing the time frame? It's you just use the 1 minute. Make it simple on yourself. Use the 1 minute. You can mark it on any time frame though. It doesn't matter. Can you explain what mitigation block means and why it's a good place to scale in? Yeah, just basic market structure, right? So if we're bearish and the market did this, it broke lower, say we entered short, mitigation block is just simply this, right? Sorry, let me just draw it a little bit better. Mitigation block is just high, low, lower, high, lower. It just confirms the trend. Just a basic market structure thing, right? So as long as we're not making higher highs, right? High, lower, higher, lower, high, lower, lower, high, lower. Whenever we make a lower high and then a lower low, that's a mitigation block. So once we get that, see right here, the highs here. Did we make a higher high? No. If we did with a sweep, it's okay. But if there's a body that goes above this, then it's invalid. But if we make a lower high and then a lower low, this candle's mitigation block. So it's just like a trend following. Just trend. Just literally just confirmation of the trend. ICT calls it a mitigation block. That's what I call it because that's where I learned it. You can call it whatever you want though. You entered off the 1 minute FEG, got wicked, then smashed TP. It happens. But can that be treated as a breaker? You treat it the same, but it's not a breaker. The breaker is over here. Breaker is when breaker is different, right? Because mitigation block is for trend following. So if we have a breaker block lower, this is a breaker because the market was going like this. So if the market's going up and then we make higher high, lower low, we get a break of the structure now, right? And if the market does this, these are all mitigation blocks. Mitigation block here, here. But then if the market does this, this is the breaker. The breaker basically breaks the mitigation block, I guess you can say. Like it just breaks the structure completely. Market hits true day open there. How many points is this? On the S&P, the entire range is around 59 points. But you would treat it the same, but just support and resistance level. Also, what was your strategy to get payouts on alpha futures and still trading for more accounts? My strategy for alpha futures, get the easiest payout possible, 40% consistency. How many evals? 13 evals. NQ only wake into it and never managed to close inside NY. I said this is NQ being weak within lettuce. Yep, I agree. NQ was showing weakness. That was a big confirmation for me. So NQ was looking really weak. If you go back and listen to the live stream, I was saying NQ looks really weak here. ES retest midnight open now. If break there, I think it'll be reversal from touch 15-minute OB. I don't know about full reversal, but yeah. You traded 13 evals today? Yes. This could stay heavy. It could stay heavy. You're right. It definitely could. Definitely could. Can't believe you launched. Okay, we'll talk. You took this CISD, right? Right here? At 950, Shaheem? Yeah. I knew people were going to long there. If you were bullish, it's a good long. I said it on live stream. I said, if you're bullish, 950 is a good long, right? I even said if I was bullish, I would be taking that 950 long too. My counter says Trump speaks on Wednesday. Yeah, a lot of people were telling me that. Let me see. For me, it says Tuesday, 9 p.m. You know why? It's because for you, 9 p.m. on Tuesday is Wednesday at another time. Eastern time, he speaks Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And there's low of day there. So 1050 macro, I'd anticipate a run higher. Probably clean up these equal highs here. This would be my objective going into lunch. It's okay, Shaheem. It's not a big deal. Neutral, but saw narrative higher. We'll discuss in bootcamp today. We'll discuss 9 p.m. UTC -5. -5, yeah. Yep, I stream every single day on YouTube. I've done so for the past almost year and a half now. You went break even and now it's going to take you out. This is what happens when you go break even early. If you blow your account 5 minutes after requesting a payout, will you still get your payout on Top Step? If the funds were removed and the payout was approved, yes. If the payout was not accepted or approved and the funds were not removed, then no. Previous day low, we already hit. Previous day low. You're right. I didn't even look at that today. Yeah, it's possible we clean up those equal lows. How's our swing put position doing? Guys, I ain't even gonna lie to you guys. This feels good after losing so much last week. You know, I needed a confidence booster. No, for you it's 5 a.m. It's not. It's not actually like it's. Refer to Eastern time, 9 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday. So tomorrow's Asia session, not today Asia. So not in 12 hours. Tomorrow. So he basically speaks in 36 hours from now ish, 37 hours. All you needed to do was to figure out your buys today was see that we had no manipulation below midnight open. You can imagine? Yeah, it's been a tough February for me. Yeah, 36 hours. 944 was my first entry. Isn't it good break even? Could we start slowing? Because we didn't get rained, but I don't want to break even to protect myself. Good question. Depends where you went break even. Depends where you went break even. That's one. That's one. Okay. Let me just see something here quickly. CPI is not tomorrow. CPI is March 10th. March 11th. How did you do it? You still can't log in. You have to verify on Tradeify. Trump is speaking. Nothing important. Did you take anything unk? I'm not unk, and yeah, we took shorts today. It's a pretty nice trade. Would you long? Yes. Maybe during 10:50 or in the 11 a.m. hour. We banged. If that's what you want to call it. What do you have to verify? You have to sign into Tradeivate and sign the agreement and then enable TradingView. Those are the 3 steps. Sign into Tradeivate. You're going to see a pop-up. Sign the agreement. And then go to Settings, Add-ons, TradingView. Can you please talk about the first presented fair value gap? I would watch my YouTube video on it. You use TradingView to Tradeify or pay for its subscription separately? Both. I pay for the best subscription possible on TradingView, but I also connect my Tradeify accounts. In general, which is better index to trade, the leading or the lagging one? It depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for longs and the market is bullish, I would trade the stronger asset. If you're looking for a six sister model approach, if you don't know what that is, watch ICT's YouTube video on it. You would want to trade the lagging index. Make sense? I didn't take the trade on YM. No, I traded ES. I probably won't ever execute YM again. I just got my first payout. I also have 2 evals. Do you recommend I copy trade all of them? You're probably going to risk differently, right, on each account. So I would say no. Copy trade the evals, funded separate. Why ES went so high? Because NASDAQ is weaker. What is the title? It's literally called ICT Mastery Blueprint, First Presentation Fair Value Gap. When you look at the 1010 SMT, I went 1010, you went break even. Oh, you got break even here? Oh, that's fine in my opinion. If NASDAQ took you out here, I think that's fine. But your entry was just kind of late. That's all it was. I mean, you're entering, like if your target's here and you're entering here, and it wasn't really the best trade to begin with, if I'm being honest, right? Felt illegal to win again today? You can just watch ICT on YouTube? Yeah, you can. The same trade on ES? Nice, I traded ES today as well. 2023 or 2024 mentorship is better. I just finished 2022. Go to 2023. A lot of sauce in 2023. ES previous days low is possible. It's right here. Possible. Yeah, I don't think you did anything wrong, Tommy. I would agree. Anything in here, you want to manage aggressively because it's going to be sloppy. We're already in discount, right? So, how's life? Life's good. Thank you for asking. Someone just bought 2 Tradeifys with my code. I think they blew their accounts. If that was you, it's going to be okay. 2023 is my favorite ICT mentorship. So when is it better to look with a Six Sisters model? In range-bound markets. What's the blue band? This is new week opening gap. In short, holding to previous day, wish me luck. For sure will take time. Good luck. No, I don't think it might not take long. If lunch day is heavy, what can I expect from 2023? Good question. ICT 2023 mentorship. What can you expect from it? 1. A lot of insights into actually how to apply the concepts he learned. That's really what it is. It's pretty much all application. There's a lot of tape reading and market study where he literally says, like, for example, setups to and from NY.AM. I got that from ICT 2023. I didn't know that shit. It's not my... Everything I teach you guys is from ICT's mentorship. For like 99% of it. So... all that stuff. Oh, if you haven't seen ICT 2023 and you're an ICT trader, I would highly recommend 2023 mentorship. You need this to reverse. I think you need to get out of your position, bro. I don't know. I want to break even because of the consistency rule. Because if I chose with the SMT, that would... No. You guys overthink the consistency rule way too much. I promise you, if you guys just trade normally and pretend it doesn't exist, you will literally be consistent anyways. As long as you don't randomly gamble your account and make a shit ton of money randomly by over-risking, you'll be fine. If you risk the same amount of money every single trade, you're going to be consistent. That's all consistency rule makes sure you do. The only people who don't follow consistency rule are the people who full port. That's it. That's literally... I promise you, if you just forget about it and just trade the way you want to trade, you'll be fine. Lucid Flex or Alpha Zero? Lucid Flex 50% off right now, so I'd probably say Lucid Flex. Unless you have 0 payouts. If you have 0 payouts, I would stick with Alpha Zero. The 13 evals you traded are a mix of Alpha Zero and Lucid Flex. I don't trade Alpha Zero personally. I trade Alpha Standard because, well, I want to go for a little bit larger payouts. Lucid does require buffer. Yeah. Well, it doesn't require buffer, but if you request one without a buffer, then you lose your drawdown. So I need last 350 for payout. Thanks for G teaching. Martin Martin, are you still here or did you leave? Thank you, Salamander. Martin, Julia, I have to tell you something, Martin. Yeah, alpha is better. Give me one strategy to master and trade with. What would it be? I would teach people the silver bullet. 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Look for a continuation from a fair value gap. Pretty much forms every day. Bootcamp will be 11:15 a.m. Oh no, I think Martin left. Someone has to tell him. Oh, you didn't? Okay. I'm going to make a video just about what Martin just told me. Martin said, I need $350 for a payout. Thanks for teaching. Brother, you are not $350 away from a payout. That is not the mindset that I would want you to have approaching your payout. What you are is a X amount of days of following your model and your risk plan to your payout. It may be 1 day. It may be 12 days. It may be 7 days, 4 days. I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. It's not $350 away. It's X amount of days following my plan. You don't know what X is. Maybe it's 1 more day. You follow for 1 more day and you'll get that payout. Maybe it's 10 more days. Maybe you're going to take 4 break-even trades in a row and then no trade day, and then you get your payout. Don't think about it as X amount of money. If you think about it as X amount of money, you're going to trade for X amount of money. That's not where you're at. You're X amount of consistently following your risk plan. If you do that long enough, you'll make that 350. All right? So I want you to go in every single day with, okay, I don't know how many days it's going to take, but I'm going to have to follow my system for X amount of days. I don't know. 1, 10, 20, 5. I don't know the number, but I'm going to keep doing it until I get paid. And that's the mindset you got to have. What do you mean 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. silver bullet, sir? From 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time, from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time, the market tends to trade into a fair value gap and then deliver a price run. Usually from 10 to 11 a.m. is a continuation. Gatie took 3 L's today, all followed risk, but so tough to take, just was off it today. Hey, we don't got, bro, I feel you, bro. I've been off the first 2 weeks of February. This is my first real win all month. So I feel you. I've taken multiple days with 3 losses. Yep, silver bullet happened today. Yep, I'll show you. Start with the 5-minute chart is usually the easiest. So this one doesn't count because see this 5-minute bearish for value gap. It doesn't count because it's not 10 a.m. right? So where's the 10 a.m. one? I'm gonna show you on the Nasdaq first. So you see Nasdaq 5-minute fair value gap. You wait for 10 a.m. So you could even draw a line at 10 a.m. I use tradescale.app. This line right here is 10 a.m. Okay. Did the market trade into a bearish fair value gap after 10 a.m.? Yes, that's right here. 10 a.m., 10:01, 5-minute gap, trades into it. It doesn't matter if it's an old gap. It just matters that we traded into one at 10 a.m. Okay? We traded into it here, and then we broke down. We also traded back into it here, and then we broke down. Those are 2 opportunities for silver bullet. Let's find one a little bit more clean on the S&P 500, okay? We'll start with the 5-minute chart. We'll start with the 10-minute chart. So 10-minute, there's nothing. 5-minute, nothing. 4-minute, nothing. 3-minute, nothing after 10. 2-minute, looking at 10 a.m. here, nothing. On ES, nothing. And then 1 minute, you go to 10 a.m., boom, right here, this one, okay? So this is after 10 a.m., market trades into a fair value gap and delivers a move lower. Now, I'm not saying every single fair value gap, every single day from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., take a trade. You have to establish the narrative, the drawn liquidity, and then you select your fair value gap, okay? This is a little bit more sloppy, if I'm being honest. Nasdaq's a little bit cleaner in terms of silver bullet opportunities, right? But the idea is simple. This is the idea of silver bullet, okay? From 9:30 to 10, so this first 30 minutes, the market established a bearish narrative that we were going to run towards that overnight low, okay? So that means from 10 to 11, you need to wait for price to trade back into a fair value gap, and then you look for your short. That's all. That's all it is, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. And this is ICT's teaching. He has a video on it on YouTube. as well. You can watch that. I miss so much money because I always break even. Yeah, honestly, same. I was looking at my last 100 losses, or last 100 trades in backtest and also real market, and a lot of money was lost because of too aggressive risk management. Sometimes it does help me so much, but a lot of times it hurts me. So I gotta really be a little bit more selective on that. That's why I was way more forgiving. If you guys noticed, my stop loss today was way more forgiving. If I trailed it to here, I would have been stopped, right? And I didn't do that, so I'm proud of myself for that. I'm Gatie. I'm one more winning day away from my first ever payout. Any advice? Oh, you're not one winning day away, bro. You're X amount of days following your consistency and your rules and your system. It's not one day. When are you entering? I don't know if we'll find another trade. This looks pretty heavy. The trade fit into your model test criteria, but that's the only something you can really evaluate yourself. I don't plan on your entire trade. Just about your trades. Yes. Since when so ripped? Always. Gatie Justin saying he doesn't mean more entries, making me not trust anyone. I'm going crazy. I've heard the same people tell me that. You focus on you, man. It is a sleeper build, yeah. What's good, Anne Frank? ES did move better. So if you got stopped on NQ, although if you got stopped here, it happens. It happens. I have a question though. Should I take a partial the size of my SL instead of going break even? Because today that would work out. I need to backtest this. Yeah, you need to go back to your trades and see how many times are you getting stopped break even prematurely. Do I think there will be a reversal? I think there'll be a retracement higher. Did I blow my account today? No. We're up 4R. I don't get it with Justin Weirling. Me neither. I don't care. What did he do? He posted a... Okay, I'm not going to say any more than this. Someone messaged me. I don't know what happened. Somebody messaged me and told me that he posted a video saying he's basically never made money trading. That's it. So, you know. Or he said he's break even or something. So he made money but lost it all. Why only retracement? I don't think we have what it takes to come all the way back up here. I think, right? Previous day's low is here. So why only retracement? Because it's lunch. Tops up pass and account $9. I don't think so. So he was lying. I don't know anything about anything, and I'm not here to discuss anything about any other trader. But what I do know is he's getting a lot of hate, and I'm not here to say don't hate on him. But what I will say is you realize like all the people who are not getting hate are pretty much the same. They just didn't tell the truth. So like he's getting a lot of hate for telling the truth, but everyone else who's doing it and just hasn't said the truth is not getting any hate. At the end of the day, man, who cares about what another trader's doing? You guys all want to be profitable as you can be. You got to focus on your own journey, right? You can learn what you want from who you want, take the information that you want from who you want. At the end of the day, no one's going to sit here and genuinely make you a consistently fully profitable trader. You're going to have to do it yourself, right? You can take whatever information you want from someone. You can learn whatever you want from someone. How do you trust anyone? You don't. You trust yourself. You trust your own data. You trust your own statistics and your own experience. No one is going to make you profitable. Some people may help you. Some people may guide you. Some people may put you on the wrong path. At the end of the day, do you realize how insane it is to be a profitable trader? What you can do by being a consistently profitable trader? You can do anything. You can literally do anything. It's probably one of the best things to have, one of the best skills, period. And you think someone's just going to give it to you? That is not going to happen. You have to do it yourself. No one is going to take you there. People will help. Maybe. People will take you off the path. Maybe. No one's going to save you though. Right? So many people are so upset. They're like, oh man, I don't know who to trust. I don't know this. I don't know. It's all a scam. It's always been a scam. It still is a scam. Right? That hasn't changed. Only, like, it's just how it is. It's just how it is. I'm not saying to defend him, but what I am saying is there are literally like 99% of the people out there are scammers. So just because he came clean, I don't think it makes him the bad guy. You know, if anything, it's good for him. He probably put into perspective how easy it is for people to lie. I was bullish because NQ didn't take the gap. NQ did take the gap, brother. NQ did take the gap. You marked it incorrectly. You didn't wait for 10 ounce but no, today I was not looking for that. Had I missed my entry prior, I would have looked for a 10 a.m. silver bullet continuation model. LARPing means lying. I learned that recently. I mean, yeah. I mean, okay, sure. You can trust me. Yeah. I'm not saying don't trust me. Don't. But what I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, the only like, listen. What I'm trying to say is, you're trying to get a skill here that's gonna make you, realistically, as much money as you want, right? So, you better be damn 100% sure that your model and system works. You can't just be, oh, I think it works because Gatie said so and he trades on live stream and it works. That is not enough. That is not enough. You need to see it with your own eyes. You need to do it yourself. You have to get data yourself. Has anyone here ever met a trader without data? No. There's no good traders out there with no data on their own trading. On their own trading, especially if the model is not 100% mechanical. My model is not 100% mechanical. You can't just take my model every single time it forms. You won't be profitable. So especially if you're trading something like that. Now, if I told you every single time bullish fair value gap, 10 of 5 a.m. long 2R, and it's profitable, sure, man. You want to trust it and signal bot it for the rest of your life, that's fine. So, the wicks are included with NY, so it's not like FEG. No. One sec. I'm going to make it big. Okay. We took a very nice short off of the new week opening gap today, and everyone keeps asking me, how do you mark out the gap? Everyone is marking it out incorrectly, so I'm going to show you exactly how to mark out the gap, okay? How to mark out new week opening gap. New week opening gap. Okay. Step number one. Step number one. Mark out closing price of Friday 1659, okay? Not the body, not the space, the closing price. So this candle, closing price. I'm going to mark it with a big blue line. This candle right here, the closing price. That's step one, okay? Step number two. Mark out the opening price of Sunday, 18 o'clock. The opening price, that's right here. Not here, not here, not here, right here. The opening price. You can now draw a box if you wish. That's not a box. And you can extend it out in time by going to the settings and clicking style and extend to the right. You now have the new week opening gap for the week. Current NWAG. You extend it out in time. You can do the same thing on any NASDAQ, ES, micro, all the same. You mark out that gap. There may be slight point fluctuations between the micro and the mini, but that's how you mark out your new week opening gap. Okay? The main mistake people do is they mark it like this. They're like, oh, I see the gap right here. That's not the gap. The gap starts here. You can't just mark out the visual space. You can't do this. This is the portion of the gap that has not been traded into. But that's not the actual gap. The gap is from the opening price to the closing price. It's the same thing on the NASDAQ. Okay? Same thing on the NASDAQ. This is the NASDAQ. Opening price. Not here, not here, here. Opening to closing. You can see we perfectly rejected off of it. 1, 2, 3, fails, lower high, reverses, and there's an S&T divergence right here as well. Hopefully that helps. Took one good trade today. Trade is available right now on Lucid and they're free to use. Sorry, Myth. I see your question. I completely ignored you for so long. I don't know. I've never used it. So you tried the minis and take the trades on micros. Currently, I'm just charting and trading the micros. just to make it simpler on myself. I used to do that, but I'm going to stop. Do you use it to determine bias? No, I use it to help me frame higher probability trades. Friday close to Sunday open. Yes, correct. How do you backtest? On TradeZella. Anyways, I don't think we're going to get that lunch play. Most likely going to take out previous day low here. How to identify a high probability trade? That depends on your trading system. I mean, if you want to use my system or someone else's system, everyone's different. I just blocked that account. How did it? But we did take a win today. What's going on here? How much screen hour you spent on backtest? Over 10,000, probably more. Way too much. Not too much, but a lot. A lot. Yo, what's going on, man? I keep muting this and more Pazda, but they keep commenting somehow, bro. I don't know. Is there a difference between NWOG and NDOG? NDOG is for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. New week opening gap is for Monday. I don't think it'll reverse. No. Not right now, at least. Thank you, Gatie. Only reason for me being bullish today. In fact, we didn't take previous week. Perfect. 10,000 hours is over 1 year? No, more than 1 year. I've been trading for almost 3 years. But I wouldn't be surprised if I hit 10K last year. Yeah, we hit it. We won today. Are you trading PM session? I do want to risk one contract. Or sorry, I do want to risk probably one risk to reward today. Actually, maybe not. Are we on P&L high? No, I probably won't take another trade today. I probably won't. Because we lost on Friday, so I don't actually have an extra drawdown for today. You know? We're back to where we were plus 200. So I could risk 200 later today, maybe. And then I'll be break even on the accounts, but we're halfway past. So I think I'd rather just leave it. Took the same short until it less because NQ did not take NWOG. It did. NQ did take NWOG. That's what I'm trying to say right now. Took the same short but yeah, it did. Yeah, I think we'll save this drawdown for tomorrow. Gatie, would you say it was okay to take the 940 CST display if I was bearish? Yeah, I was looking to short 940. I just wanted a little bit of a better entry. No, it did TP5. You didn't mark it correctly. I only use 50Ks. I don't know if that'll ever switch. Which time frame? Just do it on the 1 minute chart to make it simple. I think people are maybe asking why did NWOG not fully get filled. It doesn't have to get fully filled. As soon as we touch that one point of it, ideally it doesn't get fully filled, realistically. You know, it's like a fair value gap. How many hours of backtest did it take you to understand your strategy? I still make changes. I feel like just recently, I was backtesting this weekend. I did around 2 or 3 months. And I feel like I just recently made a pretty significant improvement to the same entry model. Like I'm taking the same trades, but in terms of criteria and stuff, it's the same. So, I don't know. I understand my strategy. It probably took me like 6 months of backtest, maybe. How much do you risk a day? On funded account, my maximum loss limit per day is $300 on a 50K funded. I won't lose more than 300 in 1 day. If I do, I'm breaking rules and probably tilted. Add me, I'll show you the trade out of my system. Yep, EF took previous days low. That's that blue line. So, potential lunch retracement here. Do you general even the take that you were meant to take? Good question. It depends on the goal of the backtest. Okay. Eventually, you want to do a backtest that just mimics how you would trade live. So if you make a mistake or it stops you and goes in your direction, no, it's not a winning trade. You trade and whatever you get is what you get, right? On evals 1%. On evals 1%, but today I was risking 0.5%. Do you ever enter positions without waiting for the closure? Yeah, all the time. Sometimes it gets me bad, sometimes it gets me good. The 18 candle is a bearish candle for some people. They're marking up on the bearish candle, so you do not hit the MI that way. Is it good to build a buffer or take out the profit bull? Depends. Depends on your style, really. That's like how you want to go about PROPFIRMS kind of question. Also, where you're at financially probably matters. Recently, I've been taking out everything and just blowing the fundeds. but I'm starting to pivot into the accounts that have no consistency rules. So I will probably looking to be building a buffer for some, for 2026. I still check dollar. The reason I'm not looking at it right now is because I'm neutral biased. It's not like I'm bullish today and I want dollar to confirm. I'm neutral. I'm range bound. No, we didn't pass the trade. I only risked 250, so we're only up 800. I was bearish today. I entered off 1 minute 940 CISD. Yeah, I think you're good, Myth. I already answered that, but I think you're good. I do it all the time too. When company doesn't have a consistency rule, you can use Alpha Futures Advanced. You can use Top Step. You can use Lucid Flex. Lucid Flex is probably your best bet. Lucid Flex. You be full. You full bring CPI again next week. Yes, we'll do CPI next week. How much are you down? We're up today, 4R. So realistically, like if we were on one account this entire stream, we would be pretty much near break even. Because last week, I think we were down around 4R. I went on tilt on evals better than doing it on PAs, I suppose. That is better. You're right. CPI next week? No, CPI is in 2 weeks, March 11th. And yes, I will be full porting. I don't know which firm yet. We'll see what we have and what we don't have. Anyways, guys, I don't see myself taking another trade here today. We have a bootcamp meeting at 11:15, so I'm gonna. I forgot to announce that. Anyways, we got a nice win today. Feels good to be back on the winning side of things. It's been pretty difficult, even if it was just evals. Just want to focus on good trading, and we traded really well today. Good risk management, good pyramids. Just one trade today. Missed a long in London. Only one setup occurred in New York. That's okay. Don't tilt. You can always come back. Anyways, I appreciate you guys coming through the live stream. No PM session stream today because I won't be trading the PM session today. Actually, I take that back. I may execute on my live account, but we'll see about that. I appreciate you guys coming through, and I will see you guys live tomorrow. Final question, Lucid Pro or Lucid Flex? I would personally recommend Lucid Flex. The giveaway will be the end of the month. Boom my account. Should I take a break for a week and come back to the markets? That's not going to solve any of your problems, is it? So probably that's not my personal advice. I want to pass the 50K and build the buffer and take consistent payouts. I'm good. I'd probably recommend Lucid Flex for you. Last thing I will say here is if anyone here uses my code, no consistency on funded. Not on evals, it's fine. They all have 50% on eval, but on funded is what I'm referring to because I want to build buffer on funded, right? Not on eval. I don't care about buffer on eval. But if anyone uses my code here on any of these firms, Alpha Futures, Lucid Trading, Apex, Tradeify, Funded Next, My Funded Futures, Take Profit Trader. If you ever use my code, message me on Discord so I can add you into the giveaway. I do giveaways every single month, and we'll be doing more to come. Sometimes multiple giveaways every month. So if you want to join the free Discord, join the free giveaways. I'll see you guys in there. So live stream tomorrow at 9:15 a.m. Eastern Time. Take care, stay safe, and peace.